Welcome to episode 29 of the Bits for You podcast. On this episode, we have the legendary, great Bela Lugosi. You know him from such classic films as 1931 version of Dracula, The Raven, The Black Cat, Son of Frankenstein. He starred in a few films with Boris Karloff as well. So he's joining us on the podcast today. He has a little bit of trouble talking, so I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. So you'll know when he's saying stuff. He'll say some things. Either myself or Javier will repeat it if it's not that understandable. We go into things like his thoughts on vampire films from these days. He also talks about the Castlevania Netflix series. We ask him, is garlic really bad, or what's the deal with garlic? He goes a little bit on politics, and then Batman, and much more. So just enjoy this podcast, and we also have our sponsors, GameFly. Today's show is brought to you by GameFly.com. Sign up for a free 30-day trial, specifically for my listeners at the following URL. It's gameflyoffer.com/bits4you. GameFly has over 8,000 new releases and classics available to rent for Xbox One, PS4, PS3, Xbox 360, Nintendo Switch, and many more. As a GameFly member, you can rent as many console and handheld games as you want. Get them delivered right to your mailbox for one low monthly fee. If you feel like keeping the game, don't send it back. Just go on their website or on the app. The app is very easy to use. It's on the iOS App Store and the Google Android App Store, and just click on Keep the Game. Tells you the price, and they ship you the original box of the game. There are no due dates or late fees. GameFly also has the ability to rent Blu-ray movies and DVD movies for the same low fee. To get your free trial, go to gameflyoffer.com/bits4you. Again, that's gameflyoffer.com/bits4you for your free 30-day trial. And our last sponsor for this episode is Loot Crate. So Loot Crate is giving us, meaning you, because you guys are part of me, because you guys are my listeners, 10% discount on any new subscription. Try lootcrate.com/bits4you. So the website is trylootcrate.com/bits4you. Enter promo code BRIDGE10 for 10% savings. Without that code, you won't get the 10% savings. Loot Crate is a monthly mystery crate, just like the name says, that delivers the best in geek, gaming gear, collectibles, apparel, tech gadgets, art, and other epic gear. With Loot Crate, it's a monthly subscription box service for gamer gears and pop culture items. Damn, was I fucking reading that right? I think I was. It's typically like about $20 a month. You get 6 to 8 items included in the crate. Again, one-of-a-kind items. This month, pay attention. This month, it is. Where is it? It's right here. It is The Lord of the Rings, Adventure Time, and The Legend of Zelda are the items that you'll find in this month's box. Now, in order to get those items on time delivered, you have to sign up by the 19th of August. So it's the 19th of every month is the deadline. The 19th of every month at 9 p.m., you have to subscribe. If not, you will not get that month's crate, and they don't repeat it. So next month it's going to be brand new items. So you have to do it between now and the 19th of August. By supporting Loot Crate, you support this podcast. To save 10% on any new subscription, go to trylootcrate.com/bits4you. Again, that's trylootcrate.com/bits4you to save 10% on any new subscription. Enter the code BRIDGE10 for 10% savings. Without that code, you won't get the savings. You got to enter it. All right. And that's it for now. I'm just going to start this podcast. Bela Lugosi dick. Shit.
Go ahead.
Crazy ass. He sure is. So we have Bela Lugosi on the podcast today. Bella, so tell us, how are you feeling? That's good to hear that you're feeling good. Have you ever done a podcast before? This is your first one? Oh, glad you agreed to do this one. Javier, we have the great Bela Lugosi here.
Yeah, I can't really see him, but he's a big presence in the cinema world. He played the first Dracula back in 1931, and he's been in several other horror movies, but that's one of his big shines here. And we're glad to have his ghost with us.
He just said that he's the best Dracula ever on screen.
No doubt.
Okay.
I cannot refute that.
Oh shit. So, do you want to take it? You want me to just start it off, or you want to start it off?
I never interviewed a ghost before, so go ahead.
Sir, he's not a ghost.
What is he?
It's Bela Lugosi. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nothing. Go ahead and interview Mr. Count Dracula.
Count Dracula. He's not Dracula. It's Bela Lugosi. Isn't that right, Bella? So, what do you think of vampire movies after your film, the classic? I think was it 1931?
Yes, 1931.
1931 Dracula. Like recent vampire movies, Dracula movies, things like that. Is there anything that stands out for you, Mr. Lugosi? You like Bram Stoker's Dracula? Why is that? Because Gary Oldman is a badass motherfucker. I agree. I love Gary Oldman. We weren't crazy about Keanu Reeves as part of the movie.
Whoa.
Keanu should stick to the fucking Matrix and John Wick. Yeah, he's well suited for those roles. That is true.
So what about the Twilight series and stuff?
You hated the Twilight series? Why? Javier, he's telling you why he hated the Twilight series.
Oh shit. Ghosts are mysterious. But Bela Lugosi is telling me basically that the Twilight series was had a disgrace to vampires. All this sparkling crap and stuff about impregnating women and all that crap. He knows love, but mercy, no. And sparkling in the sun is another big no. Vampires, live in the basements or in the bottom floor of a castle or something with caskets. Now this emo crap.
Bella,
that's
you
not
sound,
even actually dark.
Mr. Lugosi, you sound very upset at Twilight series. What's up with that? Yeah, they can go fuck themselves. Well, there was what was it? What's the name of the star? Oh, Bella, just like your first name. Did she fuck a werewolf? No, she didn't fuck a werewolf.
I'm not aware.
No, it was just a vampire. You saw the fucking movies.
Not really.
Bela Lugosi said that he has to watch every fucking vampire movie just for shits and giggles. And the Twilight movies were not that good. What about the Underworld movies, Mr. Lugosi? What do you think of those? Kate Beckinsale's hot, you said? Oh, you just... He said he just pauses the movie and just stares at Kate Beckinsale for hours.
I don't blame him.
The rest of the movie sucks, Mr. Lugosi? Oh, shit. Oh, man, you're a great guest. I didn't think it was going to be so much fun interviewing the ghost of Mr. Lugosi.
I never even know he watched Underworld. I haven't even seen like the last two.
I never saw the. Well, I saw the last. Let's see. Yeah, there's 5 so far. The very last one called Blood Wars, I did not see. I have it on my to watch list or queue, as they call it.
Well, a ghost watched it before you.
Lugosi just said the movie was not that good. The last Underworld. But again, all he did was pause it on Kate Beckinsale's character. What a freak you are, Mr. Lugosi. Javier, anything? What's? Give me another question for Mr. Lugosi.
Well, actually, speaking of vampire-related cinema, what about something on Netflix called Castlevania?
Yeah, what about it? He said that he's saying that Castlevania was all right. It could have been better. What did you think, Javier? What were your thoughts on Castlevania?
I liked it. Definitely, Dracula is a big deal here, and we actually don't ever see him really fight or anything
Yeah.
because it's beneath them at the moment, and they're building up for that. And obviously, they have Dracula's son involved here, and that makes sense because to go up against Dracula, you need, something like that, someone as powerful as that in your team. Dracula is no joke, and I think that's what Bela Lugosi would like. The fact that Dracula is not a joke here, he's very serious. The show itself, it takes good build up. The show itself is just all on the background of Count Dracula released hell, basically.
Yeah, and wasn't it based or inspired by Castlevania 3, or the events during that timeline?
I can't be saying I'm an expert on the games, but I wouldn't be surprised.
That's what
I know it
that's
was
what
supposed to
I've
be,
read.
a big influence from the games, obviously.
Yeah, you can see the influence, at least in the designs of the environments, some of the characters, at least from what, even though you can't compare the designs, but it was heavily influenced by Castlevania 3, if I remember reading it online. I enjoyed the series. I thought it was. I liked the route that they went. They very R-rated adult stuff. So for those that haven't seen it, it's on the level, I would say, close to Game of Thrones-ish kind of gore and violence.
No nudity.
Women get killed, slaughter. You see gore, even children. A couple CCC children being killed by the, I guess you could say, the Dracula's army. And it was a good series. I mean, the only thing that lacked was the animation was good. I would say it's pretty good for a Netflix show. At times, it kind of became a little static, and I know they probably did that because they wanted to save the budget. But I know that it did well enough that they announced a second season. It's going to be 8 episodes instead of 4. I think it felt like more to me like a movie, like a 90-minute movie that Netflix decided, you know what? At the last minute, they decided to take the movie and cut it into 4 episodes and see how that would do, and it did well. And now we're getting 8 episodes next season.
Well, speaking of video games.
Bella just said that Dracula was okay, but still didn't like his portrayal. He was too much of a pussy because all he did was float around the sky.
Strong words. Well, actually, I was curious. Do Ghost play video games?
He said that sometimes he plays, but he'd rather do other things. What other things are you talking about, Mr. Lugosi? Oh, watching people naked? He likes watching people naked.
Well, he's not going to get caught doing that.
No, they won't catch you. Does garlic actually hurt vampires, Mr. Lugosi? Since you were Dracula, it just tickles a bit. So,
I always thought it was weird. Garlic? Like, I don't even know where that stems from. Someone just decided, let me just get a food that makes...
It's been explained. Off the top of my head, I can't figure out I can't remember the explanation, but it's been explained in some lores that I've seen and read. It just never made... Yeah, like you said, it's just kind of silly.
Yeah, I'm not into silly things.
Lugosi said instead of garlic, they should have used apples. It
Apples.
worked. It worked for the Snow White for the.
Oh, and then you have like Death Note, where the Shinigami's love apples.
Exactly. Oh shit! And this is a fucking good guest that we have here.
Yeah, not very often you have ghosts in your interviews.
Yeah. If you guys are wondering how we got Lugosi's ghost, we can't divulge that secret. So, maybe down the future, down the line, we'll disclose it. But he made us sign a waiver that we can't talk about how we got him here.
That or we wipe their minds after we tell them.
No, Lugosi, I'm laughing because it's just funny. I'm not laughing at you. He was wondering why I'm laughing so much. It's just funny the shit you're saying, dude. Yeah, exactly. So, what else, Savi?
Shark Week.
Oh,
It's
fuck,
very
Shark
topical
Week.
right now.
Yeah. So I posted on Twitter. I think Twitter. The fucking Shark Week. So they were building up. The Discovery Channel was building up this Michael Phelps, the 22, 20, 23 medals, Olympic medals.
Yeah.
Swimmer, the fastest swimmer alive, and I was looking forward to it. I'm like, oh shit, how the fuck are they gonna do this? They're gonna get a human to race against a great white shark. I'm like, okay, that's pretty badass, man. In my mind, I was thinking, okay, maybe they'll have Michael Phelps in a cage, and then they're gonna put some bait in the water, or like the great whites are known to attack seals, and maybe have one of those little dummy seals, and the great white shark is chasing it for a distance, and then they multiply that distance to see how fast he is compared to Michael Phelps. That's what I thought. We had the technology to build a huge ass fucking cage, put it in the ocean. It's completely protected. The sharks are they've done research that sharks will see a human and a seal. They go to seal because there's their evolutionary trait to always go after seals. That's in their DNA for thousands or millions of years. So I was thinking, okay, it's gonna be interesting. I'm watching the shit, and you see Michael Phelps. First of all, I didn't even see the whole thing. I couldn't. I just had to skip a bunch of stuff. There's all this build up, and for a while you see CGI great white sharks, and you see Michael Phelps like swimming in the pool, and I'm like, okay, why are they showing CGI sharks? I mean, hopefully that's just just to give us an idea of what is gonna happen at the end when they actually show the race. Well, dude, the fucking race was a fucking CGI shark. Supposedly, they got the data of a real great white shark, and they put it in the computer, and the computer says that the shark either is gonna win the race or gonna lose the race.
Wow.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? I was thinking, okay, are they gonna talk to a shark like, hey, we want you to race this human, and yeah, they have to whisper to the shark, hey, shark, you see that human over there? Don't fucking eat him. He's Michael Phelps, greatest Olympian of all time. We need you to fucking race him, and we need you to kick his ass. I mean, that's they should, obviously they can't do that because fucking it's a fucking shark. But dude, like, why build it up to that? Like, and make people think. At least I fucking thought, and a lot of people went on Twitter and were pissed off that it was a fucking CGI shark.
It's like interviewing a guest and it turns out to be a ghost.
Yeah, but Mr. Lugosi's real.
True.
Oh, Lugosi said that the fucking Michael Phelps can go fuck himself for agreeing to this shit.
I'm sure they paid him well.
Oh, fucking, of course they must have paid him well.
I mean, if someone's like, hey, we'll pay you, I don't know, $1 million, race against a CGI shark, and we're like, sure.
Lugosi said he could race a shark and he would win.
Swimming?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Oh,
Because he could, just turn into a bat and fly.
Yeah, and freaking fly. That is correct, sir. Mr.
Word.
Lugosi. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. So I was not happy with the outcome of that Michael Phelps versus the racing the great white shark ordeal. and I really haven't seen other episodes of Great White, the Shark Week. I think they must have shown like between 12 and 15 different programs, hour-long programs dedicated to Shark Week. I think I recorded all of them. Maybe I missed a few from Friday, but yeah, I'm just let down by the first one, Michael Phelps. I'm sort of glad that. Well, I am glad that they actually made that the first episode and get that out of the way. That fucking letdown. So I'm hoping that the rest of the programs are good or better than this one.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while, but I used to watch it all the time. I heard about that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch.
What?
That's me.
That's you?
Yeah.
You're afraid of sharks?
I've been bitten by one.
Mr. Lugosi just said that he wants to talk about superheroes because he just said he's the original superhero, Dracula, thousands of years old. Well, he played the original one. Did you play the original one? Do you think you're actually fucking Dracula, Mr. Lugosi? At times you do. You act like Dracula. Oh, you fucking ass! You're so funny.
Well, when you say superhero, who is he saving?
That's a good question. Who are you saving? Humanity?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but okay.
Humanity.
It won't be too tough on our guests.
We shouldn't.
Yeah, but yeah, the superheroes movies are very dominant right now. Vampire movies, not so much. Especially with the Universal trying to even do that dark universe.
Yeah,
another copy off of the superhero stuff.
It seems like Hollywood goes in phases. Like they go in, they milk the horror phase, and for years, and vampires, and now it's superheroes. You know, building them as these event films. I was reading an article today that Rotten Tomatoes, starting last year, a lot of studios, when it went above 90%, they would include the Rotten Tomato meter on the advertisement, either on the website, on the side of the bus for the whatever movie they're advertising, even on the commercials. The recent Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Homecoming, on a TV spot. I don't watch much TV, but I was watching probably some UFC stuff, or I don't know, something. Probably even, I think it was South Park. And they showed, Spider-Man Homecoming has 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. So studios were using that to their advantage. Well, Sony decided to put a moratorium on Rotten Tomato on their recent movie, the Emoji Movie, which came out last Friday, that they could not show any Rotten Tomato reviews until noon Eastern time for the Emoji Movie. It seems like Sony knew that the movie was shit, because after that moratorium, there was literally the movie, they were calling it the worst animated movie of the year.
You could tell it's going to be just by looking at the trailers. I was like,
yeah,
even the
fucking
concept.
Emoji Movie, really make a movie about fucking emojis? They got a lot of talent. They got fucking Sir Patrick Stewart to play I think he played the shit emoji. Like, really? Sir Patrick Stewart, you want to play shit on an animated movie? He's like, how much does it pay?
Well, does it do the part?
It's a nice paycheck? Yeah, I'll do it. That's a fucking... Every actor that did that movie must have been like, really? A fucking emoji movie? Oh, shit, it pays this much? Sign me up. Like, Mr. Lugosi, would you have done the Emoji Movie if they asked you? Yeah? Well, who would you have played? Is there an emoji for, like, Dracula? Oh, he actually would have fought Patrick Stewart to play the shit emoji?
Why? It's the most sorted after role.
Why shit emoji, Mr. Lugosi? Because the movie is shit. You wanted to shit on the movie. Okay, that doesn't make much sense. Are you fucking drunk or high, Mr. Lugosi? A little bit of both. Okay, that explains your fucking answers.
Well, I was gonna say, since we're talking about shit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's complete shit, but an obvious copy, the Dark Universe. So this actually involves Bella's first character, Count Dracula. So, did you watch The Mummy?
No, I did not. The Tom Cruise mummy that came out earlier this summer, I did not see that shit. It seemed like shit. It seemed like shit too from the beginning, but there was a concept that part of me was like, man, I'm a Tom Cruise fan. You know, he doesn't make a lot of terrible movies. Actually, very little that I can come up with. And just something about this, I was waiting for it, and maybe I guess I know why studios are against Rotten Tomatoes, because they know they're seeing that sometimes a lot of bad reviews puts them away, especially if it's not an established franchise. Like fucking Transformers, that's like protected. Every Transformers movie has shit reviews, except for the first one. And the first one had good. It was like 50-50 on Rotten Tomatoes, and the other ones went below 50%. But that's a movie that's fucking Rotten Tomato proof in a way. But no, I did not see it, to answer your question.
I watched it. I actually liked it, but I took it as what's going to be. I didn't expect a true horror movie. I didn't expect anything too smart. I was kind of just, I'm here for the popcorn movie and the cheap thrills. I mean, that's what it was, really.
Sorry, you didn't hear that, but Lugosi just said that the movie is shit.
Well, I can understand his feelings towards that. I mean, this is super different from, the old Universal monsters.
Lugosi, you like the original Mummy better?
I think a lot of people did.
I mean, the original Mummy is a classic. Was it 1933? I think it was. Boris Karloff. How is Boris, by the way? Oh, you guys are not in speaking terms? Why? When you want to talk about it? Not right now. You have to take another bong hit to be fucked up to talk about it. All right, I respect that, Mr. Lugosi. We don't have to talk about it now. Javier, you were saying about the Mummy?
Well, more about the Dark Universe, because obviously this is a remake of the whole Dark Universe, the old Universal monsters,
right?
Like Dracula.
Right. They wanted to build a universe like Marvel did and DC's doing with their movies. They wanted to do a cinematic universe called the Dark Universe. They tried it with the Dracula Untold. Oh shit, Mr. Lugosi, I'm gonna ask you. We gotta talk to you about Dracula Untold. That came out, I think, in 2012, and it didn't do well, but it did okay. Financially, it was wasn't a big budget movie. I thought it was okay. It wasn't great. It had some good ideas. That was gonna be the start of their Dark Universe. Then I guess they decided, fuck that. We're gonna start it over, and they started over with the Mummy. And
they invested this time because
they
even had a picture released of like the cast of the new team of all the new monsters in the Dark Universe. Like Johnny Depp's gonna be the Invincible Man, as an example.
Wait, they showed this shit in the actual film, or this is like on the internet?
No, this is like the media internet. They didn't show this in the film. The film did talk about this I even forget the name of the group. I was thinking the whole time Shield, but it's basically like a Shield-like group that knows about these monsters.
And Russell Crowe is playing like the Nick Fury mentor role, right?
Yeah, because he plays Dr. Jekyll.
Dr. Jekyll. Jekyll. But here's some facts. So, Universal Studios made an announcement that, the box office of the movie, it wasn't doing well. It made under 300 million worldwide, or close to it, and some analysts online said that it stood to lose 150 million dollars at the box office. They were expecting it to make at least 500 million minimum worldwide, and it made less than that. So they lost 150 million dollars, according to the analysts on the internet.
I can tell you right now, it stands at 397, so just about 400.
Yeah, and
they were obviously
predicting 500. Yeah, they were expecting 500 or 600, and they didn't make that goal. So I don't know about the Dark Universe. I mean, they can continue on with it. Sometimes the first, a studio might think like, okay, it did okay. Shoot, maybe we can do another one. I mean, the budget wasn't like a $200 million movie. It was so, according to a lot of websites, the budget for the Mummy was 125 million. So, being that amount, if they can do, like, for example, if they decide to continue with the Dark Universe and they make the Dracula movie, is it Lugosi? You want to have a cameo in the Dracula movie? I don't know how that's possible. you're dead.
The movie's about monsters.
It's Hollywood. They'll figure it out. He says.
Uh,
But they can make a Dracula movie, and vampire movies they don't need a big budget. They can do it for on the cheap, like $75 million or something like that, and they can make that back worldwide easily.
Even just in China alone, China was actually where they got most of their money out of.
Yeah.
Because in China they made 91 million, compared to like here, which was like about
Yeah.
80. So
Yeah, I think that they needed star power, so they paid Tom Cruise the big bucks. That's probably where most of the budget was, and then the rest of the movie, obviously. If they continue with the series and they keep it on the cheap, and obviously not too cheap because Universal wants to do quality, but they don't invest $200 million per movie. Supposedly there's going to be 3 or 4 more movies. Just see Dracula, Wolfman, The Invisible Man. The creature from the back of the lagoon. So if they keep all of those on the cheap, I think that they can continue and hopefully make it. But if they decide to stop it here, then it's a shame because I grew up with those characters. And a lot of people did. A lot of people our age or older. I don't know about the.
But it's obvious they're forcing it because
Yeah.
Okay, I understand they could be all in the same universe. I would always think they were, but we never had
but
them
do you
cross
think they're
over.
gonna fucking pay Johnny Depp? What does he make for in most movies? At least the Pirates movies, he makes like $20-30 million per Pirates movies. Plus, he takes a cut of the back end. Do you think they're gonna spend like let's say $20 million or whatever it is they're spending plus the budget of the movie, and then have the movie fail? I mean, Johnny Depp isn't a hot actor right now when it comes to box office gross. I mean, the last Pirates movie that came out a couple months ago was very weak performing, at least domestically. Internationally, he's doing well. I mean, China does well, and Europe and South America, but in America, it's not doing well. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, but it's still made money. I mean, good money. And yeah, it was not a bomb like The Mummy. Honestly, I don't even call The Mummy the bomb. I mean, 400 million. That's good.
I call it a bomb because it didn't even make 100 mil in America.
Yeah, but it didn't do well here. It did well in other markets. It doesn't mean it's a bomb. Like, look at what's that movie called from the giant robots and the giant
Pacific
monsters.
Rim, it made up, but it did make 100 million in America, 300 worldwide. Yeah, so it made total 400 million. The budget was high, 185 for the first one. I think the second one, which is the teaser, was released a couple weeks ago. It was a well done teaser. The budget on the second one, I've read online that it's lower than 185 million. I think they estimate it to be 150 million. So they lowered the budget, I guess, to save their cover their asses if the movie doesn't do as well as they think it would. But I love the first one.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, going back to Dark Universe and Bela Lugosi. So I can see that he doesn't mind playing a cameo or something, and I guess he hopes he does well too.
He just says he just said they'll be the best cameo you've ever seen.
Right.
You still haven't explained how the fuck you're gonna do it. He says we have to wait and watch.
I guess we do. So something else I always questioned about vampires: why do vampires turn into bats?
That is a good question. Let's go see. Why do vampires turn into bats? Really? He says because why wouldn't they? Because they're fucking badass. That's his answer.
That's it.
Yeah. Elaborate, Miss Lugosi. Come on. Give me a reason. Because most people hate bats. Okay, they fear them. That makes sense.
I mean, look at Batman.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Miss Lugosi, what do you think about Batman? You think Batman's all right? Really? Why? Why such? Why do you hold Batman in that regard? because he uses a bat as a symbol to bring fear, just like Dracula's vampires turn into bats. Okay, that makes sense. All right.
Does Bela Lugosi also have a bat cave?
He has a fucking castle, he said.
Yeah, but there's in the castle. There's somewhere in the premises. There's no cave full of bats,
No,
so you can just hang out and
he hangs out in a coffin. What the fuck?
oh, he
Well,
lays in it.
Yeah, well, he's Bela Lugosi. He's not a fucking real vampire.
What he is?
He said at times he goes into that character. Maybe when he's
Not a
high
character.
As, maybe when
He
he's
is
high as fuck.
Count Dracula.
Do you do it when you're high as fuck? He said he's high all the time because he's a bat. Get it?
Ha ha ha.
Oh shit! Let's talk some updates. So, Nintendo Switch sales. Nintendo released their end of quarter sales info. The Switch has sold 4.7 million copies worldwide. It outsold the PlayStation Vita. To compare, the Nintendo Wii U sold 14 million copies in its entire lifetime. And the Switches are almost already at 5 million in just a couple months. So, Nintendo has a hit there. What say you, Javi? What are your
Yeah,
thoughts on
definitely. I've bought actually I just bought a game last night.
what game was that? Elaborate.
Overcooked.
Overcooked?
Yeah.
That's some like downloadable indie game?
Yeah. I don't know how indie the game is, but it definitely is on. I know it's been on Steam and other. I think it's been on other platforms too. I know it's Steam for sure, but it's a multiplayer game. You have to work with your teammates to to cook recipes as they cook dishes with recipes that are given to you, and you're getting all these orders. Oh, I want an onion soup. Well, I want a cheeseburger. So you have to get these ingredients, chop them up, cook them, then put them in a plate and all this stuff. And you have to do this with someone else, so they have to also help you with the cooking. So they're doing the cutting or putting stuff in there.
Is a party game in the veins of like Snipper Clips?
Yeah, I definitely like that because it's very much a multiplayer game, and it's casual. Like everybody gets the concept of cooking.
Yeah, I think my fiance would enjoy this. She loves fucking Snipper Clips. She actually wants to play it again. It's been a while since we played it.
Yeah, I beat it with my fiance, so I haven't played it in a while because we finished it.
And
but
what's the cost of Overcooked?
Same thing as Snipper Clips, 20.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, and the stages become more interesting. Like one stage we had like mice come out. So if you left
what's that, Mr. Lugosi? Cooking in a video game is stupid. Okay, you're entitled to your opinion, sir.
I'll cook up some garlic.
He says he's gonna shove that garlic up your ass.
Oh shit.
So,
but yeah, like there will be mice that steal your food and stuff. So you have the stages get
like fucking
more intense.
Ratatouille.
Yeah, like that. Pixar.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's something to look forward to. I'll check it out and I'll let you guys, listeners, know thoughts on the game. ARMS in June. ARMS came out, I think, almost the middle of June. It sold 1.7 million copies in the month of June. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Good. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I believe our tournament is still going on, right? Online. Bits for you.
I haven't checked.
I haven't checked it. Been very busy. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has sold 3 million copies since it was released on the last weekend of April. Not bad at all. A lot of Mario Kart players. So if you're a Mario Kart player, play the Bits for You podcast. Fuck it. Do it. Play. Maybe you'll win a prize. Maybe fuck it. Maybe you guys will win the fucking Cowboy Bebop DVD set. Used. It's not new. It's used. It's my original set. So that'll be how we'll give it away. Whoever's number one. I have to check the standings now. And going on here to Sega Genesis. So everybody's talking about this SNES Classic, which actually you let me touch on this SNES Classic. So you saw the ordeal that Walmart did last week when supposedly pre-orders went online? You're aware of that?
I'm not aware of this, no.
Nothing at all? You didn't read up about it?
No.
So
last week I was pretty busy.
Supposedly, there was a pre-order of the SNES Classic. Some retailers did it. I think it was I think Nintendo allowed some. I don't know which ones. I'm not too sure on that. But I know that Walmart fucked up big time. They were taking pre-orders online supposedly, and then hours later or the next day, I think it was hours later, people were getting emails saying that Walmart made a mistake. The pre-orders had to be canceled. This is a lot of people. They went on Twitter, social media. They were complaining. They're saying, fuck Walmart. What the fuck? All this, negative press for Walmart. And Nintendo made an announcement a couple days ago that they are going to be partnering with some retailers to begin pre-orders at the end of August. So we don't know what day in August. We don't know what retailers. So keep an eye out at your local video game store, local electronics store, or even online stores for when these pre-orders become available. The SNES Classic is retailing for $79.99. Comes with 22 games, one unreleased game, Star Fox 2. That leads me to the Sega Genesis Flashback. So, At Games released a Sega Genesis console system a couple years ago. I saw it at Toys R Us. They were selling it. I think it had like 70 or 80 games. Well, now this new version, they're calling it the Sega Genesis Flashback Console, is releasing in September 22nd to be exact, a week before the release of the SNES Classic. Obviously, it's intended to take some of the thunder away from the SNES Classic, and it's retailing for shit. I don't think I saw the price. The price is probably going to be close to or less than the SNES Classic to compete, and it comes with 85 games, and it actually allows you on the top, if you actually have Sega Genesis cartridges or the Sega Master System cartridge, you can put the cartridge in the top of the console, and it'll download the ROM. But you would still need the cartridge to keep playing the game. It just downloads the ROM, in its internal memory, And if you turn off the console, the ROM gets deleted. So it's not like you put the cartridge in and the ROM stays forever. No, that's not how it works. It comes with 2 wireless controllers, which is good, wireless at least, not like the little short cable that the NES Classic came out with last year. And I'm wondering, why isn't anybody talking about this? Everybody's talking about the SNES Classic. Why isn't anybody talking about the Sega Genesis Flashback?
I'm not sure. Probably because of all the hype with the limited amount of inventory. You didn't believe me when I told you that's the strategy to cause all this hype and commotion. It's because of lack of inventory. Will cause people to talk about it and make it more of a hotter item. Plus, it's debatable if
But going back, okay, we grew up in that era of the console wars, Sega Genesis versus Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo has some great games. Don't get me wrong, a lot of memorable games. Super Metroid, Super Castlevania. I can go on and on. But Sega Genesis has some fucking fantastic games as well. A lot of duds, but a lot of great ones. I found myself during that decade playing more Sega Genesis games than Super Nintendo games. I would find myself playing when Mortal Kombat came out. The Sega Genesis had the blood code and the gore code. Super Nintendo had no blood or gore. So I played Mortal Kombat on the. I played a bunch of games. Sonic. All the Sonic games are gonna come out on the Sega Genesis Flashback Console. That's a big deal. I mean, I enjoyed Sonic more, at least some Sonic. I found myself playing Sonic more repeatedly over Super Mario World. What about you? Were you more of a Genesis fan at the time or Super Nintendo fan?
You asking me or Bela Lugosi?
Bela, did you play Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis in the 90s? He said he didn't play that. He said he was too busy. What were you doing? You want me to say that? Okay. He said he was too busy fooling around, whatever that means.
Right. But go back to the answer to the question. I don't know. I played both in the 90s. I had a SNES and a Sega Genesis. And then my next Sega system was the Dreamcast, which was like my favorite system.
Right, but
I still own it too.
Going back to Genesis and Super Nintendo, which one during that time did you find yourself enjoying more?
I mean, in the end, Nintendo had more games I wanted, but I remember when Dreamcast came out, that was like the only thing I was playing a lot, mostly of.
Yeah, but we're not
Uh,
talking about Dreamcast. Which one out of those two, SNES or Sega Genesis, were you a fan of?
I'm a fan of both, but I think
If you
and
could
they
choose
had
one.
some. I know they had some of the same games, but in the end, it was Nintendo had more of the single
Okay, so
first
Nintendo.
party
See, that
games.
wasn't so
Yeah,
hard. So you're leaning more towards Nintendo. You're
so
more.
that's like asking me which child is my favorite.
Come on, dude. When somebody asked that shit, I get so angry when not angry, but like bothered when people are asked that question. They're like, "No, I like them all the same." That's bullshit. Deep down, I've heard of parents and say that no, this child was my favorite. Like every parent has a favorite child. Everybody has a favorite something.
Yeah, you're
And
like
it
the
doesn't
least.
mean that the other child is not loved. Love is the same, but a favorite meaning you tend to hang out more. Come on, everybody has that shit.
I
I
thought
don't
you
buy
were
that.
like abandoned by your family, and your mom said you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't care if I'm not the favorite. Fuck that.
I'm the favorite though.
I know I'm badass. That's all that matters.
Mhm.
You agree, Bella? He said I'm fucking badass. See, even he agrees.
He's a ghost
Yeah,
because
badass
he
one
can't
too.
vote.
He can't vote. Bella, what do you think? I want to ask you this. We don't get too much political here, but what do you think of the current state of the United States of America with the commander in chief? What is your opinion on all this shenanigans that's going on? It's like watching the House of Cards only in real life. That's what Lugosi said. But much better than House of Cards. Okay. It is like a soap opera. You're right, Mr. Lugosi. It is like a fucking soap opera unfolding every week with this dude just going on Twitter and just ranting like a
Not
fucking
ranting, he
kid.
makes commands too on Twitter.
He fucking made a command about transgenders not being in the military, and the Pentagon was asked, like, we never heard about this, and we cannot put that into effect because it has to be a policy, and we have no policy in effect. We are not going to put that into law. That's what the
So,
Pentagon said. So the Pentagon
I,
basically just basically told Donald Trump, in other words, in a nice word, fuck yourself for not putting a policy and just tweeting about shit without making it, going through the proper chain of commands.
so
That's what I took of it. Mr. Lugosi, what do you think about transgenders and homosexuality, gays, lesbians? What do you think of all that? You respect everybody? That's good. What else? That's all you had to say? If they want to turn into a man or turn into a woman, that's fine with you? That's fair enough. All right. Well,
blood is blood.
yeah, would you if Dracula was real? Okay, come on. Okay. He's telling me that he feels like Dracula now. Would Dracula suck the blood of homosexuals and transgenders? Yeah? It tastes the same? Okay, there you go. Dracula, Mr. Lugosi says it tastes the same. Blood is blood,
Right?
like you said.
It's been confirmed.
Yeah, there you go.
First here.
First here on the Bits for You podcast. Thanks to Mr.
Word.
Lugosi. I think that's all I wanted to touch on. You have anything you want to touch on, Javier?
No.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to end it with, well, you mentioned that game you bought recently. Anything you want to talk about? Any other games you're currently playing or things you're watching in the cinema, movies, or whatever?
Oh,
You're watching some anime, right? What is it called?
I already finished it, and we talked about it before. Little Witch Academia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I finished it, and the game's coming out like next year. I think there's another season coming in. I don't know when. It's a really good show. I liked it a lot. My fiance loves it too, so this is something we both watched through quickly.
Is it like too cutesy and shit?
You're not gonna like it.
Yeah,
That's
fuck
the
it. I'm
short
not
answer.
gonna watch that shit. How about you, Mr. Lugosi? Would you watch that little witch shit anime? You would? You would give it a shot? Okay. Oh, he said he would. Why
Hey, it's
not?
supernatural.
Yeah. Witches. You're down with
Yeah.
witches? He says he's down with witches.
Witches ain't bitches.
Yes, yes. I've been playing. Oh, you want anything else?
I saw Ladies' Night. That was
Ladies Night.
funny.
What the fuck
I
is
liked
that?
it. It's a comedy. Let's see, the Queen Latifah, Will Smith's
Oh, you mean the
wife.
girls' club or girls' night or some shit, or is it ladies' night?
Yeah, I think it's Ladies' Night or girls or maybe Girls' Night Out, something like that. It was just a comedy and crude and funny. It was a good balance of seriousness and mostly comedy though. Uh, Actually, the actor who plays I forget his name. The actor who plays Luke Cage was in it too.
Oh yeah, I don't know his name. Let's just call him Luke Cage for now.
Yeah, he had his part and he was in it quite a bit. So
Mm.
I liked it a lot.
It was
It was
number
funny.
one, or actually number two, 2 weeks in a row. I think it's and it's doing really well.
Yeah, it's not dropping
It
every
only
week.
dropped 30%, which is very rare for. I mean, yeah, it is very rare for a comedy. Usually they drop like 40, 50%. It only dropped
Most
30.
movies, most movies drop between
Yeah, they
50
have
sixty
big
percent.
drops, and this one did not.
Yeah, exactly. So word of mouth, and it is a good movie. So I would actually recommend it.
Yeah, and a lot R-rated comedies are not very common like they used to be. I would say 5, 10 years ago. So this is an R-rated comedy, and I guess people were just craving it.
And it's well done. I liked it.
All
Actually,
right.
there's a little bit of South Park humor in there because one of the writers was a producer in South Park for like I think it was like 10 or 11 years.
Oh, you sold me on South Park.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give it a shot.
No, just to give you the idea, this is quality. This is good. I
Yeah.
mean, I love South Park, but it does
Okay.
have a little bit of that kind of humor in there.
All right. Sounds good. Anything else you want to add?
Final Fantasy 15, but I haven't played it enough to say much. But I'm liking it so far.
That's good. I have been playing Elite Dangerous. Got it from GameFly, and it's a great game. Like, it's an MMO. I'm not crazy about MMOs. I haven't played an MMO. MMO, if people don't know, it's a massive multiplayer online game where you're playing with hundreds, at times thousands of people on a server from all over the world, and it was intriguing because it was a space game, and I was like, okay, and I like space, I like sci-fi, and then the developers they said that the game is a 1-in-1 scale representation of our Milky Way galaxy. They said it has thousands of planets that you can actually land on, and other planets which are procedurally generated by the algorithm that they have. And it's fucking amazing. It's a beautiful game. It's a frustrating learning curve. My brother, maybe I'll get him to talk about it more sometime. He's kind of busy now. He played it for a few days and stopped playing it. He wasn't a fan of it, and just some minor
Yeah.
technical difficulty. The laptop ran out of power and we didn't have it plugged in. Oh fuck! Mr. Lugosi just told me that I'm a fucking idiot for
True.
not plugging it in. I sorry, Mr. Lugosi. Won't happen again. So I was talking about Elite Dangerous. It's a great game. I like it a lot. It's a steep learning curve. My younger brother, he wasn't too thrilled about it. I asked him why, but he just said it just didn't jive with him, I guess. It like, for example, it took me like 20 minutes just to land the spaceship on the landing pad, because it's literally, you have to do everything like if you're, I guess, their idea of a person realistically flying a huge spaceship and landing it on a space station on a tiny landing pad. And you could obviously buy more ships, bigger ships. Even I saw somebody flying a fucking capital ship. You can have real players, join your crew. So you're basically the pilot, and the other player is in charge of shields and the guns on the ship and the missiles while you fly. So I guess that makes it easier to fly the ship and attack at the same time, if that's the route you're going for. You can be a miner. You can focus on trading, and you can focus on bounty hunting. I tried bounty hunting. Fuck, is it difficult? I guess too low of a level, so I'm sticking with trading and mining for now. It's safer, and until I get more money, I can get more weapons. But it's a game that you have to invest a lot of time into it. It's a grind. You have to a lot of grinding, like a lot of MMOs. But I find it fun, and so far the people that are playing it are enjoying it. There's some that got the wrong idea of it, like thought it was gonna be like some fast-paced Star Wars type of game, and it's not. It's not just shoot, blow up stuff. No, you have to, grind, as they say in the MMO gaming world, to get things moving. But I like it. It's a fucking fun game. That's pretty much what I'm playing. Are you gonna play it?
I don't.
Talking to you, I'm not talking to Lugosi. I'm talking to you.
What? The ghost has a priority.
Okay, Mr. Lugosi, are you gonna play that game? No. Why? Why the hell not? Why won't you give that game a shot? Fuck space. Okay, that's your answer. That's his answer. Fuck space, he says.
Well, I don't know if I'll give it a shot anytime soon, but
You
I'm
should.
fine with huh?
You should.
Oh, okay.
What I'm watching, I'm watching This Is Us, believe it or not. My fiance wanted to watch a show with me that we would watch together, and so far we're like 12 episodes in. Did you watch that show? I remember you mentioning it. Oh, Mr.
Like 3 or
Lugosi
4
said
episodes.
that I'm a fucking idiot for watching that show. I'm not an idiot. That's your opinion, Mr. Lugosi. Why am I an idiot for watching This Is Us? Because it's weird. Show about people. There's no zombies. There's no dragons. You're right, Mr. Lugosi. There's no zombies or dragons. But it's real life. He just said his life is interesting. He doesn't need to watch shows about other people's lives.
Oh.
So did you watch it?
I watched like 3 or 4 episodes.
That's it?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. Just interest fell for me.
Oh, so your fiance continued on without you?
Actually, we were talking about it the other day, and I told her, yeah, just continue without me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's held my attention. I guess it's an interesting take. They time jump from present day and in the past, so it takes place in the 80s, which we can relate because we grew up in that decade. So I don't know. I'll see where it goes. It's a show that I don't know, like most shows, the first season's great, and then like the second seasons they suck. So I don't know. We'll see. What else am I watching? Oh, I saw that sci-fi movie Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, directed by Luc Besson, who American audiences know him from The Professional or Leon the Professional from the 90s and The Fifth Element. The movie it wasn't shit. It wasn't whale shit. And it wasn't fan-fucking-tastic. It was, to me, I would put it in the middle, like it was all right. Like, would I ever watch it again? Probably not. It has a lot of nice visuals, a lot of great effects. The thing that made the movie all right for me was the lead actor, Dan. I forgot his name. Oh, that dude. He is not right for this movie. He has no charisma for these type of movies. He's a good actor when he does dramas. Like he can do like he was in that sci-fi superhero low budget movie Chronicles that was took place in the first person perspective. He was good in that, and he's been good in a lot of other movies. He was in the Amazing Spider-Man. He played the Green Goblin with Andrew Garfield, the Amazing Spider-Man Part 2. But he's not good in this movie at all. As a leading man, trying to make jokes and trying to be charismatic, no. They should have gotten somebody else. Like The Rock would have been great. Because The Rock can pull off that type of role.
Yeah.
Anybody else, would have been great. If they were going like somebody in their 20s, like I don't know. There's probably a bunch of like the Harry Potter guy has more charisma than this dude. I would have rather the Harry Potter actor, Daniel Radcliffe. I think Daniel Radcliffe, play the lead. So yeah, that's what hurt the movie. I don't think the lead actor was the right actor for this role. Anything else that I've seen? I think that's all that comes to mind. I haven't seen the Atomic Blonde as of this recording. I want to watch it, but I was busy last weekend. I'll try this weekend to watch it. That's about it. Oh, before we wrap this up, our last segment is things we do naked. Javier, you want to start it off?
I go to the bathroom naked.
Really? What are you doing there?
I take a shower.
Isn't that the same answer you gave last time?
I made it different though. I said I go into a restroom.
Okay. All right. What I do naked is I walk to the bathroom naked, brush my teeth naked. How about you, Mr. Lugosi? What do you do naked? Whatever the fuck you want. Oh shit! You're very aggressive towards the end of this podcast. What the heck happened, Mr. Lugosi? You're tired? I'm tired too. Did you enjoy? You have a good time, Mr. Lugosi? Yeah. Mention us the Bits for You podcast to your peeps, to your homies, to your friends. I would love for them to be a guest. Would you come back again? Oh, good. You had a good time. You're just tired, cranky. Well, you are old. Old people get cranky.
Yeah.
Tired. Some of them do, not all of them. Anything else, Javi, before we sign off?
No, I'm good.
You're good? All right, then.
Bits for You podcast on Twitter.
Oh, Jesus, Javi. They know that. All right, guys.
Bits for You.
Adios. All right, that was it. That was the great Bela Lugosi on the podcast, Bits for You. It was great having him here. We plan to get more guests in the celebrity film world, maybe even other kinds of celebrity music world to join us on the podcast in the future. So stay tuned. You can always follow us on Twitter at Bits for You Podcast. Same thing on Facebook. Instagram is Bits for You Pod. That's POD. So you can also email us at bitsforyoupodcast@gmail.com. Any questions, any ideas you guys have, just send us the information. We always look forward to interacting with you guys in any form of social media or even by email. There was something else I needed to say here that I am blanking out. Holy the fuck. Oh, yeah. iTunes. Please review us on iTunes. If you love the podcast, give us 5 stars. If you don't like us, tell us why. You can also, I think, review us on the PodBean app or PodBean website. But iTunes is the big one. Just go there and look up Bits for You Podcasts. Listen to us there. Subscribe. Review us. Thank you. Hasta luego.